Seriously, guys, something is going on Europe server because between this week and last week, crazy. I don't know what's going on. It's not like streamer RNG, because I have so many accounts. It's not all the accounts. It's just this account is going crazy. It's just everything all the time, always. Let me explain. Okay, let me explain. Hey, we just got a Leo. You see the blood sacrifice in the back. Okay, we just got a Leo. Hey, hooray, Bagel. That's cool. You got a Leo on the Europe server account. If it was just Leo, I'd be like, cool, new Nat 5. If it was just Leo, it's not just Leo. So we got a Leo today. Right next door to Leo is a Praha. Oh, well, did you summon Praha 2 weeks ago? You're very excited about the RNG. You must have summoned Praha 2 weeks ago. No, we summoned Praha less than 24 hours ago. So it was yesterday. Oh, you must be with. No, we're not. No, that's not. No. In addition to that, there was another. Oh, I forgot that we summoned another Perna. So we summoned another Perna. That's not the only Perna on this account. There's another Perna on this account, right? So, because we got this one too, right? If that wasn't enough, both of these are new. They're not even fully built yet. I don't even have the devil mods. This is 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This is just Europe server. I don't know what's going on with Europe server. There's just make a Europe server account. That's all I gotta say. Make a Europe server account because you're gonna not know what to do with all your Nat 5s. This is just the server. This is not all the accounts are getting Nat 5s like crazy. This server. I don't know, guys. All right. So anyway, so I was going to do another video today. Actually, I've been wanting to do a Legmarin video because I was so excited about getting Legmarin, right? Because I have a Praha on the other account. I've had her for a while, right? Had a Praha for years on the other account. I really actually like Praha. Had an Ethna for years, really like Ethna too. I was like, okay, but the Legmarin I've never summoned anywhere in 6 years. The first Legmarin. I was so excited to get him, actually. So excited to get him. So I was like, man, I can't wait to actually start using him, right? But I was like, let me finish this Ethna first. We didn't even finish him. I don't really care that much about finishing him, honestly. But I was like, let's finish this Ethna first before we get to the end, then all this other crazy nonsense BS. This is too much. This is too much for like in too fast. It's very anyway. So we're gonna rune them up. I'm gonna talk briefly about how to rune these. We'll go with these 5 units. Talk briefly about how to rune them, and then we're gonna take a look at, because I don't want it to be like, hey guys, look all the good stuff I'm getting, you don't get anything, right? I want to like actually teach something, right? So we're gonna talk about like why the different stats and why the different stats on the different units and the different rune sets. And then we'll go take a look at some better builds, because mine aren't even finished yet. So we'll take a look at some better builds for all 5 of these units. This way I can show you guys some high-level builds for them. First things first, Fire Phoenix. Love this unit. Bagel, you love every unit. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I do love every unit. But this just means that every time I get something, it will be special to me and near and dear to my heart, aside from Wind Ryu. Even no, listen, I still even use the Wind Ryu. He still gets used even if I think that he needs a buff, right? Anyway, so Fire Phoenix, early game. Let's say you get him early game. I would do like Fatal Blade, speed crit damage attack, try to get the crit rate and subs, try to get attack power, HP, speed, and subs. Too many people rune Perna to be too slow. You do want some speed on Perna. Or you can go attack, crit damage, attack. Most people would think attack, crit damage, attack on Fatal Blade, right? But then he tends to be too slow. Too many people ruin him attack, crit damage, attack. He doesn't really get too many turns, right? So that's why I'm saying speed, crit damage, attack. He gets turns. Even if he's like CC'd or whatever, he'll still heal with his passive. So speed, crit damage, attack I really like on Perna for Fatal. Or you could do Swift attack, crit damage, attack. This way he's got the speed from the sets, right? So that's early game though. That's early game. For mid to late game, you're going to want to put him on Violent Will, attack, crit damage, attack. Try to get crit rate, try to get speed, try to get HP, attack, and crit damage in subs. I wouldn't worry too much about defense, resistance, or accuracy, really. So this is this one, right? So this is this one. But we do have another one here. He is fully skilled up. He is on pretty decent runes. He's on attack, crit damage, attack, crit damage, deck. Trying to get some decent speed and crit rate and stuff like that over there. Let's actually take a look now at some better Pernas. They're gonna be similar to this, but they're going to be just more stats. Here is Perna on global server. This is my Perna. This is on global server. Similar, very similar. Actually, I wanted more speed. That 97 triggers me because I'm like, it's not plus 100. It triggers me. One of the things, though, to note about this is low on the crit damage. The biggest weakness right here for this one is just it needs a little bit more crit damage. So we got, but the HP is good. The attack power is fine. The attack power is pretty good, but he does need some more crit damage. So he's on attack, crit damage, attack over here. Just trying to get speed and crit rate and just value stats of like HP and attack in subs. Not really too much defense percentage because he's got such low base defense, so it really doesn't matter. I'm kind of trying out and seeing how I feel on some of these units with low base defense, trying to see like how I feel about defense in artifacts, like the flat defense. Some of them, like Fran, I've been really enjoying it on, but I'm not sure how I feel about it on Perna necessarily. Because on some of these artifacts, the flat stats, I like to try to kind of make up for the weaknesses that they have in runes, right? So if percentage doesn't make a lot of sense, like on something like Perna, flat stats actually make more sense than percentage sometimes. Weird. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, but weirdly enough. So I'm kind of trying out like some defense. Attack bar on Revive, I don't think might not be bad on Perna either. Like, there's a few units that... There's not too many units that actually make sense with that, but I think that's not that bad on a Perna. But yeah, the biggest thing for this Perna specifically is the crit damage is a little bit too low. Let's see some more though. Here we are now on Pinkroyd's account. If you guys are not familiar with Pinkroyd, he's in, or if the name sounds familiar, he's one of the SWC contestants for this year. Let's take a look at his Perna. Similar thing. He's got a little bit less attack power, a little bit more crit damage. That's actually going to make it do a little bit more damage, having more crit damage than attack power, because mine is too heavy on the attack power for my main. So let's take a look at his runes. Same thing. Attack, crit damage. Attack, crit damage, attack. Over here. Nice stats, fat stats. Let's take a look at some of these artifacts. Damage dealt on everything. Damage received from wind, that's probably not what he's even going for that. But damage dealt on everything is just strong. Actually, funny enough, I don't know if he's specifically going for this, but maybe he thought the same thing that I thought about, like, let me make up for Perna's weaknesses or some of the low defense unit weaknesses by having defense in one of the artifacts. Skill 2 crit damage 17% is crazy. That's awesome for Perna. That's awesome for a lot of units, but yeah, for Perna, that's like super, super good. So the Perna is gonna hit really, really hard. But this is a really nice Perna. Next on the list is Ethna. Now this Ethna is currently a work in progress because, like I said, we just got her like less than 2 weeks ago. So she's currently a work in progress. We still have to get some devil bonds to skill her up. It's like there's like legit like 40 it's probably more than 40 sculpts that we need for all these new units. Anyway, the old meta for Ethna, I usually go with the old meta when I'm ruining an Ethna on any account. I'm like, okay, make her really, really fast with 100% crit rate, so like speed, crit rate, HP, and then try to get like crit damage and attack and accuracy and subs and a lot of speed and subs, right? I like to do Despair for her, like Despair Blade, Despair Focus, something like that, right? That's kind of the old meta though. It's still useful, it still works just fine. I've seen more people go for speed, crit damage, and HP with just still like a really high crit rate in just subs, and try to get to really, really fast on Violent Will. A lot of stuff, Violent Will for anything. You don't necessarily have to have her Violent Will. We're gonna take a look at some other Ethnas. I wanted to try out a 300 speed Ethna on Swift. We don't have the runes on her just yet to actually make her decent enough to be 300 speed. She's currently on 280, so we need to get 20 more speed on her. We also need more crit rate, more crit damage, but I wanted to see how she could perform as a 300 speed Swift unit with her skill 3, potentially stripping things and stunning the enemy, right? So I wanted to see if we could just use her as an opener, like have a speedly like Vanessa and then 300 speed Ethna, and then we could shut down one unit like right off the bat. Not like reset or anything, but just like at least strip and potentially CC. So that was my logic behind that. I haven't tried using her yet like this. We'll see, but I like the idea of it. Anyway, let's take a look at. I think we're gonna take a look at some other Ethnas. We'll take a look at a few. I think we're gonna see more violent will, speed, crit damage, an HP or speed crit damage and attack with some tanky HP subs. Either way, you're gonna see much more attack power, much more HP than this, and you're gonna see 100% crit rate on a lot of them. Let's take a look. Let's see how people are ruining these. You know what? Apparently, I'm not the only one still using one of the more traditional Ethna builds of speed, crit rate, HP, because this is Pinkroyd again. He just happens to have, actually he happens to have almost all the units that I wanted to take a look at today. Speed, crit rate, HP is the same, basically the same thing on Despair. But I think we're gonna see, let's see some more. I think we're gonna see, let's take a look at these. Also, additional damage is really nice because she's got a lot of multi-hits. One of the things, though, is you may notice she doesn't have a 100% crit rate. She's not going to guarantee a full turn cycle anyway when she hits, like, for example, if you use her in RTA or an arena offense or whatever, she's going to do 2 hits, defense for weakened defense with 2 turns, for 2 turns, with a 50% chance for each attack, increases by 10% each when the attack lands a critical hit. So let's say you have 4 enemies, right? 4 enemies, 2 hits each, 10% each hit. So first enemy, double crits, 20% attack gauge increase, 20% attack gauge increase, 20% and 20%. So you're gonna have 80% attack gauge increase. So even if you do crit on all of them, you're still not gonna fully turn cycle. So it's not like the craziest thing. They're like, oh my god, it's not like Vertiheal, where like Vertiheal, if you don't have 100% crit rate, is like, yo, you don't have 100% crit rate on that. You need 100% crit rate on Vertiheal. With Ethna, it's like you can get away with not having 100% crit rate because it's not like the end of the world. It's not part of her passive. Like, it does something when she crits. Like Diana, you need 100% crit rate on Diana if you want to turn cycle and do all her craziness with skill 2 in human form. But Ethna is like, it's not the end of the world. Let's take a look at some more, because I think we're going to see some more that are actually on Violent Will after this. Another one on Despair. I really thought we were going to see more, because I've seen some people doing them with Violent Will actually lately. I thought I was like so out of meta, but apparently I'm not that out of meta, because I'm like, this is the way that I like to rune her already. This is a little bit low on the accuracy though, but yeah, Despair and Broken Set as fast as possible, of course. And then it is on extra accuracy. It's not that much extra. Well, that's skill 1 though, extra accuracy. And then damage dealt on fire. Well, that's not, you don't really need that. Additional damage is nice on Ethna though, in my opinion. I would try to get some additional damage subs in these artifacts. Finally, we see what I thought we were going to see more of, actually, is a Violent Will Ethna. Again, speed, crit rate, and 29%, not 29% speed, 29 speed, HP, speed crit rate HP on Violent Will. And then just going for extra tankiness over here. Accuracy, extra accuracy on skill 3. Not 100% crit rate. I really thought we were going to see some crit damage ones. I was surprised. I took a look at other ones, but like they weren't even that good. Like I like high level players, and I was like, this surprisingly was not anything I thought was super great for these some of these Ethnas. Next on the build list is Praha. Now Praha's pretty straightforward. She's a support unit that does heals, and she does an AoE strip. A lot of people like to put Praha on. Well, the more traditional build for Praha was like either Despair Nemesis or Double Nemesis Will. Double Nemesis Will was like an arena defense thing, right? For against Devolutions. That was more of the traditional. People have kind of strayed away from that. People stopped doing that, and they went for more Despair Nemesis, Despair Revenge, Despair Will, fast, lots of HP, decent defense, and then also some accuracy, because you still want accuracy for skill 2. Another thing is skill 1 cycles, so a lot of crit rate, right? And you can put her on Revenge, because then if she's usually tanky, so you got to hit her a few times. Generally speaking, you got to hit a Praha a few times. I mean, you could Lucian and Fat Lucian and kill in one shot, but for other areas of the game, you have to hit Praha a few times to actually kill her sometimes. And if she revenges, she can cycle into a turn. She can increase her attack gauge 15% for every crit. So if you put her on some decent crit rate, she will get potentially get a turn, cut in, heal some things, strip and CC some things. So generally fast on Despair with decent accuracy and a lot of HP and some crit rate. Let's take a look at, that's probably what I'm going to do with her, is just like fast on Nemesis. Put Vampire Praha, no, I'm just kidding. Probably Despair Revenge or Despair Nemesis with like speed, HP, try to get some accuracy and crit rate and subs. Let's take a look at some other Prahas and see how they are built. So this Praha that we're going to see is mine on the global server. Let's take a look at her. I have her just on Despair, and I believe she's on Despair and Nemesis, speed, HP. Trying to get good speed in the subs. Here are, oh, I might want to upgrade that. That's probably a good idea to try to upgrade that. But yeah, just fast, tanky, good accuracy. She could use some more crit rate though. She could use some more crit rate, but this is mine here on the global server. Let's take a look at another one. Here's another good example of Praha. This is on Europe, not my Europe server account. This is someone else on Europe server. She is fairly similar. She is on speed, HP, not very fast though, but you see the idea of building Praha. Fast, tanky, good speed, good crit rate. This one's better crit rate than mine, and then good accuracy as well. But this is fairly just standard Praha build. Another Praha, same basic idea, fast, tanky, Despair Nemesis, speed, HP, fairly straightforward, fairly cut and dry. Also did not upgrade their artifacts, just like me. That's the Praha meta. Don't upgrade your artifacts on Praha, because why would you need those extra stats? You're trying to win? Trying to win is so 2019. Next monster is Leo. So definitely 100%. I would recommend Swift Will with 100% resist. I think I'm funny, but I'm not. So for Leo, you don't need any speed. You don't need Will Runes either, because he's going to take turn 1 all the time unless you're in a Leo versus Leo battle. But you don't need any speed, you don't need Will Runes. The old meta for Leo was Vampire, HP crit damage HP, or HP crit damage attack. Either way, just a lot of HP, a lot of attack, a lot of crit rate, a lot of crit damage, a little bit of accuracy, because you actually want skill 1 to, you want the passive to land, the decrease attack age to land, right, if they don't have immunity. But you want, for the most part, you want HP, attack, just fat stats as far as like HP, attack, defense, crit rate, crit damage. You don't really need to worry too much about like you don't need to worry at all about the speed, so you can get the value for all of those other stats by not worrying about the speed. I would worry less about resistance, not that you don't have to worry at all about resistance, because sometimes people will try to still CC Leo. Like for example, if you take him into RTA, people try to CC him. So I still like resistance on Leo, but usually you see nowadays Violent and Blade, or Violent and whatever 2 set gives him a lot of stats. For Leo, you used to see more Vampire, but people have kind of switched from Vampire to Violent runes recently, like the past couple seasons, I guess. So that's I'm probably gonna actually rune him. I'm gonna see maybe if we have some, because I'm sure we have some really slow Violent runes, but maybe we'll do Vampire. I kind of like Vampire on Leo, because usually you need the Violent runes for so many other units, and then like you don't have so many Violent runes to go around aside from the very slow ones, which sometimes it really works nicely in your favor. But if you are running out of Violent runes for everything, because everything in the game needs Violent runes, that's sarcasm, but a lot of the things and most of the things in the game need Violent runes. Then you may have some pretty efficient Vampire runes. You could also, I mean, you could use other sets for them, but Vampire and Violent are... Vampire is crazy for this torrent, right? Then he solos things. He used to solo, like, things like crazy. Let's take a look at some of the newer builds for Leo. I think we're going to see a lot of Violent Blade on there, and just stat rich with very low speed, HP crit damage HP, HP crit damage attack crit damage HP. You get the idea. So here we have a Leo with too much speed, actually. So he has 30 speed, but he has, you know what, I would try to get lower speed and higher defense, actually, because Leo, as we know, he does not need speed based on his passive. So HP is good, attack power is good, defense is low though. Crit rate's good, crit damage is good. Resistance is actually pretty decent. Is he on Endure? What do you think? No, he's not on Endure. He just happens to have resistance, and like we got an innate resistance, so he's got HP, crit damage, and attack, and he just 20% resistance. So it's not intentional. Not that Leo's bad with resistance, but yeah, it looks like it's not intentional. Oh, it's a 5-star rating. And yeah, so this is it's not bad. It's pretty standard. Leo, you want it fat? I was gonna say fast and tanky. No, Bango. That's not what you want on Leo. You want him tanky, and you want him a decent damage, right? He doesn't need to have plus 2,000 attack, but attack crit damage, HP crit damage, HP with attack and subs, attack crit damage, attack with HP and subs. Just fat, tanky bruiser, slow. Fat, slow, tanky bruiser. Here's another Leo, fairly standard. He is super slow. He is pretty tanky. He's got 30,000 plus HP, and he's got looks like he's got HP crit damage, HP with attack and subs. He's got 613. So this is kind of like the other one where it was like 30 speed, but very low defense. It was like plus 200 defense or 270 or something like that defense. This one is less speed and more defense, which is better. I would have liked his attack power to be better. Also, his accuracy could be better too, right? So he is on violent HP crit damage. This is not. So that looks like, I mean, that is, yeah, okay. So that could be better. I'm kind of surprised because I know whose account this is, and I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit crazier. It's not anything too, 26% crit rate is nice, but these runes could be better. Actually, I was expecting better on here. But anyway, bomb damage. Important to have bomb damage on Leo. But anyway, some people are going for violent, or a decent amount of people are going for violent instead of vampire nowadays. But like I said, if you have better runes on vampire, that may be the better choice. If you're gonna put like crap violent runes on versus really good vampire runes, you might just get better value out of those really good vampire runes, because you don't need vampire for everything. And again, Nemesis here. Nemesis is really nice for, I actually prefer the Nemesis on the vampire build, because then he can get a turn, use skill 2 turret, and heal up a lot of that HP, right? And in this case, like, it's like, okay, he gets a turn, and then he uses turret, and then he's still low on HP. I like vampire and Nemesis on units. Let me try to say that again. I like Nemesis as a 2-set on a lot of bruiser vampire units, right? Anything that vampire heals on vampire, I think Nemesis is nice. Also, if you do like a vampire Skogul, some people do vampire Skogul's. I think more people right now doing violent Skogul's, because violent is violent. But if you do a vampire Skogul, Nemesis is not bad on that. Just vampire and Nemesis go well hand in hand in a lot of situations. Let's go take a look at the next one. Last Leo, you guys get the idea. Slow, fat, crit damage. Try to get as much stats as you can. Actually, decent defense here. Could use more accuracy, because this is not irresistible. So you do still need a little bit of accuracy for his passive to activate, but HP, crit damage, and this is just on vampire, and whatever 2-set gives the best stats that they had at that time that they ruined him, I'm sure. So yeah, this is a decent crit rate. This is just good, like HP, attack, and defense. Just overall, just those stats, like large amounts of those stats to give him the most tanky bruisery potential. Again, I'm saying like the same things over and over again, and not max. I feel like a lot of us like put artifacts on and upgrade them a little bit and be like, this takes too long, and then like go do something else, and the artifacts are still not upgraded. But yeah, story of my life. Last but certainly not least, like Maron, this guy is like the opposite of Leo. He is speed-based damage. Also, Leo kind of nerfs like Maron if you think about it. Leo nerfs Beast Riders too, because everything is based on speed, and he limits their speed, so they do less damage. Anyway, Legmarin, so speed, crit damage, attack for Legmarin. If you notice, one of the cool things about Legmarin is he's got pretty decent base stats for an attack type unit. He's got 11,535 HP, which is, like, you see HP tanks with that much HP, right? You see HP tanks with less than that HP, actually. So he's got that. He's got decent enough attack, 801. I mean, I've seen better, I've seen worse. I've seen much lower for attack type units. 571 defense is still better than things like Perna, which have like 400 and change. And then the speed is not bad, 110, compared to like his water brother, which has, what does water brother have? Like 90? What does he have? Hold on. Not that much. 95, yeah, not that much. So like Marn, speed, crit damage, attack. We have him on speed, crit damage, attack, on swift, and this is not really good stats. For what he is not really good stats. I'll show you some better ones. The speed is too low here. The crit rate is too low here. The crit damage is too low here. Accuracy, he does need accuracy for his skill 3, but the main thing is the speed is too low and the crit rate and crit damage is too low. So we have to work on those 3 stats. But again, we just got him, and he's just on whatever runes we had laying around that were going to be decent enough for him. He's going to get so much better with those. It's reusable in 2 turns with that Squall is crazy, right? But we want to try to get him much faster, like a few dozen speed faster, actually. Let's take a look at some, and of course, higher than 66. Higher than 66 crit rate would be beneficial. The 66 is too low for crit rate, unless you have something that crit buffs itself, like for example Antares will crit buff himself. But let's take a look at some better Legmarons, because like I said, again, this one is brand new. We got no skill ups into it. We just got it like very recently on the Europe alt. I can't find any good Legmarons today. Like the Legmarons that have the stats that I want them to have, I cannot find anyone that seems to be on the top of the leaderboard that actually has the Legmaron stats that they need to have. So this is fairly similar to how we have it, just a little bit better. More crit damage, a little bit more speed. Actually, I think he still needs more. He's kind of lacking a little bit of the attack. I would wish he had more attack and more accuracy. But speed, crit damage, attack, over. Oh, what the? That's. Oh, sweetheart. So there we go for that 20 crit damage on that one. And then we have defense. I'm wondering if he needs more attack power though for this Legmaron though. But anyway, that's another Legmaron. Let's see. Let's see another Ethna while we're. Oh, did we already see this one? I think we already saw this one. Oh well, yeah, I think we already saw that one. Never mind. I think I forgot to mention that you can also put Legmaron on Fatal or Rage. You can do, for Fatal or Rage, I would do Speed, Crit Damage, Attack. This one's a little too slow. He's got good attack power, though. I'll give him that. Accuracy could be better. Crit Damage could be, I mean, it's usable, but it could be better, too. But, yeah, you can put him definitely on, I would do Speed, Crit Damage, Attack on Fatal or Rage. Because this way you get the damage, because his damage is based on speed here. Faster attack speed, greater damage becomes. And this one also, damage proportion to your attack speed. Here, I really like him as a fast DPS, so I kind of like him for more speed. But this one will do just fine. But yeah, you definitely put him on Fatal or Rage as well, because he's a DPS unit. You want him to be a fast DPS unit more than a like slow, like fat Lucian. He's not like that. You want him to be fast and also damage. This one is faster. He's a little bit on the tanky side, which is kind of cool. He's got good attack power. He's got decent enough crit rate and crit damage. He's got a little bit of accuracy. Could be nice to have more accuracy, but accuracy is only really for his skill 3. You don't care about the accuracy for skill 1 and 2, right? So, I mean, it's not like you need 100% accuracy for him. It just gives you that CC on skill 1 and 2. This is on Swift Energy, but Swift with attack, crit damage, attack. So if you have it on Swift, he's getting the speed, a lot of the speed from just those subs on it. And then we have not maxed, of course, because why would anyone max? Man, I can't complain about other people not doing it. I don't do it either, right? Apparently. But I should max all my artifacts. But he's just Swift on attack, crit damage, attack, or Fatal or Rage on speed, crit damage, attack. Both are the best stats for, or the best sets for Legmaron. But I like the fact that this guy he's stat rich. He's stat rich, and I like this more so than the other ones because like he has more overall stats, and that's kind of the thing is like progressing from mid game to end game is like you need to have just more robust stats, more stat value, more stat efficiency on your units than just like trying to get away with like glass cannons. Like that you can get away with glass cannons in like early game and mid game if you want to like blow through things fast, but like the more you want to progress, the more you're like some of your DPS units that are supposed to be squishy DPS units kind of need more HP to stay around longer if they can't just like nuke. So you see like a lot of twins and stuff like that too. For PvP, you see kind of more on the tanky side. So anyway, that's it for this one. Crazy RNG that we got recently. Crazy RNG. I don't even know what this video progressed to because this is not even the video that I wanted to do today. But This is the video that wound up coming out because I was actually working on a different video, but I was like, we are getting way too many nat 5s. What am I going to do? A video showcasing, like, look at all the RNG, look at all the luck that we've been getting lately. I'm like, let's at least try to teach things to maybe new or returning players that may not know how to run some of these things that we've been summoning. So better, I feel it's better to try to be educational instead of just like, look what we got, hooray, feel happy for me. I'm like, no one feels happy for me. They're mad that I'm getting the RNG that they want. So I hope that you guys get RNG next. I really do. I hope you guys get, because I'm running out of Devilmon. So as much as I want units, I'm like, I can't Devilmon them. Please give them to you guys. Please, please, please. So anyway, hope that you guys get some awesome RNG this week. The blood sacrifice thing, man. You saw it. You saw the flower there, right? Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you as always in the next one. After we've ruined some of these up, after we Devilmon some of these up, we'll see some actual gameplay with them. Anyway, that's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.